Welcome back to another episode of The Wisdom Way, where we take your questions, or I take your questions, and then I put them to Roslyn. Hi, Roslyn.
Hi, Bryn.
For a deeper perspective through the lens of realm theory. So the question we've got for today, which is from the same person and an extension of the one from last week, is now about relationships and just what are the dynamics of a healthy relationship.
Oh, well, thank you.
And it's really important because we are connected.
Yes, and relationships are critical to realm theory, because in realm theory we have our nature, which is what every single person is born with. It's an energy pattern that we're born with, and that's our nature. And every living thing on Earth has a unique energy pattern. And so we have the nature. We also have connections, which are energy connections. So anyone with similar energy patterns anywhere in the world will have a resonance. That's the connection, and that's at an energy level. And then we also have relationships, and these are the people we spend time with, right? And this makes up the connection and relationships across the entire world. And when we understand all of that, we can see how they flow. But they start with a relationship between me and you, just like we're talking here. And so from last week, we talked about our inner world and an outer world, and that we actually have to live at the center of our life.
Yes.
Right? So in a relationship, one person, I hope you can see that, is living at the center of their life.
Yep.
Right? And if you like, their inner world and outer world is in there. I'm not going to draw that today.
Yeah.
And then they come and have a relationship with another person. Right?
We have arms.
Oh, we've got the arms. And this bit here is the relationship.
This overlap.
This overlap. This is the part of life that we share.
Yes.
So this person shares this much of their life, this person shares that much of their life. Now, as you would know, relationships come in and out.
Yes.
So this will increase or decrease the closer you get.
Yes.
So in a intimate relationship, it might be more
a bigger overlap.
A bigger overlap, right? After a while, then the relationship also becomes an entity.
Right. So the relationship itself
is an entity.
Living entity in its own right.
Yes, and will have its own energy pattern.
Right.
So
now there's three things at play.
Three things at play.
Yes.
Right? And the relationship, as it evolves, each person's energy pattern stays the same, so does the relationship.
Right.
And we can have, and this is where it gets a little bit more complex, is the energy pattern of the relationship can become destructive.
Right.
Or life-affirming.
Right.
And it becomes destructive if either person violates the laws of nature.
So how would they violate the laws of nature?
So one of the laws of nature is taking more than you need.
Right, so you're taking more from the other person.
Right? Another violation is inequality.
Right.
Right? So if suddenly this person becomes more powerful, right?
Yes. Whether through status in job or earning capacity or one of these.
Yeah, and you can have all of that, but if this person starts treating the other person as less than, this will end up looking a bit more like this. And or sometimes,
rub,
what happens is they come in like this.
Oh, and I think we've, as well as being in the green.
Yes, sorry, yeah.
And I think,
but the green, the relationship is now very faulty.
yes,
Because it's not, because there's no overlap. There's none of this relationship.
yeah, so you've not got your own
Space.
space as well as this space.
Yeah.
And
And
a healthy
sometimes
surround.
all of this actually disappears and you are just living someone else's life.
Right.
So all of this, all these different manifestations of that is actually in our Earth School too.
Yes.
So, with 10 lessons. So there's a whole heap more on this that we can do. The key to a healthy relationship, though, is each person
Yeah.
living at the centre of their life
Yes.
and being equal.
Yes.
And it's equal in the treatment of each other
As two adults.
as two adults. And me honouring how you feel
Yeah.
and you honouring how I feel.
Yes.
And it's on our physical, our mental, our emotional, and our beliefs and values.
Yes.
And then we have a energy connection that's underneath all of that.
Amazing.
It is. It's so amazing. And this is just such a simple way of seeing relationships. Am I in a healthy relationship or am I not?
Because I think we've all had friends and family who have not been in healthy relationships, and we've all possibly experienced a time where when they're on their own, you speak to them and you actually have the connection and you feel like you're making a headway, but then when they're back in the space of the relationship, they're captured and they come back again into a certain area. And some of us may have experienced times just like this where the person becomes a shell of themselves and they become a puppet of the other person in the partnership.
And also to remember, sometimes it's not the person that appears the more powerful
Who's
doing
it.
that. Yes, because someone who feels less than
Yes.
also violates the laws of nature.
By shrinking themselves.
Yes.
So this is not a case of this person's coming in with a big I am and belittling that person. It could also be that they belittle themselves and shrink themselves into that.
Yes. And this whole idea of equal relationships plays out in the home, in the workplace.
In the workplace.
Even, in restaurants.
Yes.
Anywhere you go and you relate to someone, what do we all want? To be treated with respect. Right? And so if you see someone walking down the street and they might be homeless, right? What do most people do? They look away. And so we're not treating people as equal. And so in that case, even though we don't have this relationship where our lives overlap that much, but they do touch because we're sharing the same time and space.
Indeed.
So there is so much to this. We could do 10 sessions on this alone.
This has been super insightful. Again, it provides this great frame of nuance and complexity, but also at a simple level with just, stickmen.
Yes.
Which is a regular feature of how you translate realm theory into the world.
Yes.
So if you have any questions that you would like to get a realm theory perspective of from Roslyn, then by all means pop them in the comments or send us a message.